Do you know that Ukraine, a country in Eastern Europe, once held the power of the atom in its grasp? Yes, it had nuclear weapons. But the big question is, why did Ukraine give up its nukes? Let's embark on this fascinating journey and find out. As you dive into the captivating story of why Ukraine gave up its nukes, I hope you've enjoyed this journey through history. If you'd like to explore more fascinating stories, discussions, and insights, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's a fantastic way to stay engaged and discover new and exciting content. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be part of our community, so hit that subscribe button and join us for more intriguing narratives and thought-provoking topics. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to have you on board. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more incredible stories with you in the future. Picture Ukraine in the early 1990s, a newly independent nation still shaking off the dust from the crumbling Soviet Union. In its possession were nearly 2,000 nuclear warheads, a formidable arsenal that could rival even the world's superpowers. Now, think of the international stage at that time. It was like a giant chessboard with pieces moving in unpredictable ways. So, why did Ukraine decide to give up these mighty weapons of mass destruction? It's a story that unfolds like a high-stakes thriller. In a world where geopolitical intrigue and global security hung in the balance, Ukraine's decision would shape history. Ukraine had a choice. It could either keep these nukes, asserting its newfound independence and sending shockwaves through the global political landscape. Or it could disarm and gain the trust of the international community. The stakes were incredibly high. Enter the Budapest Memorandum in 1994, a pivotal moment in this tale. Ukraine, along with the United States, Russia, and the United Kingdom, signed this historic document. It offered Ukraine security assurances in exchange for giving up its nuclear weapons. This was a gamble as the world watched with bated breath. Ukraine's decision was no easy feat. The country's leadership had to weigh the immense power these weapons provided against the potential risks of holding onto them. Not to mention the fact that these nukes were once under Soviet control and Russia was its powerful neighbor, keeping a close eye on the situation. But here's where it gets interesting. Ukraine, in a remarkable display of diplomacy and foresight, chose to disarm. It opted for international agreements and the promise of a peaceful future over the path of nuclear supremacy. This decision was monumental, but as in any great saga, there was a twist. In the years that followed, Ukraine's relationship with Russia would become increasingly strained. This tension eventually led to the annexation of Crimea and conflict in eastern Ukraine. The nation faced formidable challenges, both from within and without, as it navigated its new role on the global stage. The story of why Ukraine gave up its nukes is one of complex geopolitics, diplomacy, and the quest for a peaceful, prosperous future. It's a story that reminds us that even in the most uncertain times, nations can choose the path of dialogue over destruction.